I was thinking about my daughter at that time.
Okay.
At that time, I had one daughter. So, what I was reasoning when I was looking around Mombasa, issues of drugs was very high, gangs as well. So I was saying if I say that I'm comfortable, because yes, I was very comfortable, then there is no way I'm guaranteeing my daughter will be comfortable.
Oh, yes.
Because he might end up being married to one of those gangsters, or he might end up taking drugs or being impacted in one way or the other. So that's why I thought then I think it's important for me to give my daughter a safe environment and the neighborhood and the whole community. Then now I also need to transform lives of others.
Ladies and gentlemen, mabibi na mabwana, welcome to episode number 1 of You Create Impact. I'm your host, Sylvia Kezengwa, and on You Create Impact, we are focusing on individuals who are making a difference in their community, sometimes one step at a time, with extremely outsized impacts. Today on studio, we have an amazing guest. I don't have enough words really to describe him, but he's a mentor to many. Mentor 001, Karibu on studio.
Asante sana, Sylvia.
Really happy to have you here. And, in Mombasa, which is County 001, Mentor 001 is a very familiar term. But I guess for many of us, we would want to know, why do they call you the chief mentor, Mentor 001? What did you do to deserve this title?
Maybe first is to thank you. I think it's an honor and privilege to be the first guest in You Create Impact. So at least I've gotten into the history books being the first guest. For myself, when I settled in Mombasa, in fact, a lot of people assume that I'm from Mombasa. I actually moved from Nairobi to go and do the survey and installation of the first undersea fiber optic cable. So after settling there, one of the things that I saw was the evils within the societies, the drug issues, radicalization, juvenile gangs. And then I thought to myself, even when I'm comfortable, I think it's important that we reach out to the communities that we live in. And one of the things that I did was to try and set up something that I can help young people. And when I set up the first center, which was now Swahilipot Harbor, we had a lot of young people. In fact, I pulled a lot of young people to come. In fact, I was telling them, just come and hang out. Even if you have nothing to do. You have free internet, you have a space as long as you are doing legal stuff, as long as there is no drugs, come and hang out.
Okay.
Now in the process, they have questions. So we started guiding them. Now that guidance, a listening ear, in fact, I will say I was more of a listener. And I realized actually young people just want to be listened to. So that listening and guiding ended up now us having like a mentorship program.
Okay.
In fact, people started calling me mentor 001. And then I remember a couple of years, almost 5 years ago, I said I would want to have a lot of mentors, so that, you are talking about impact. So for impact, you can't be one person. Yeah, so, and now we have a number of mentors, probably over 200, who are also mentoring others.
Oh, wow.
Now after having so many mentors, that's when now I became the chief mentor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So
Yeah.
basically work took you to Mombasa. You don't have any roots in Mombasa?
Nope.
Okay, so you were living in Nairobi, and then you go and find situations that really spoke to your heart.
Yeah.
But what made you think that there would be acceptance and that whatever you were doing would work? Was it really like something seamless? Had you thought of it, the master plan? Or did you just start with something small and then,
But I never gave it a thought. I started naturally.
Okay.
I even never thought that I'll be accepted or not. When you're doing a good thing, and especially when you are changing lives, one life after the other, you just do your thing. Like the Gen Z was saying, one Gen Z in the house here.
Yeah.
Do your thing, be you.
Oh yeah.
So what I started was, I said, let me try change whatever lives that I can, even if we'll start with 50 young people. And to me, one of the inspiration was, I was thinking about my daughter at that time.
Okay.
At that time, I had one daughter. So what I was reasoning when I was looking around Mombasa, issues of drugs was very high, gangs as well. So I was saying, if I say that I'm comfortable, because yes, I was very comfortable, then there is no way I'm guaranteeing my daughter will be comfortable.
Oh yes.
Because he might end up being married to one of those gangsters, or he might end up taking drugs or being impacted in one way or the other. So that's why I thought then, I think it's important for me to give my daughter a safe environment and the neighborhood and the whole community. Then now I also need to transform lives of others. And to me, that was the main inspiration why we said we must contribute, we must do something, because I also do not believe in blaming government, blaming private sector. I believe in, can you do your small little thing where you can, and then slowly, because if you do, you impact 10 people, another person impact one person. Assume if you are 100,000 of us in the country, then we can easily impact 500,000 people.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So you thought about starting something small, impacting maybe about 50 people. And so far, Swahilipot, some of you may know it, has really grown. Really, I mean, I visited the place, I think 3 years ago, and I think it's expanded already. I think there were thousands of young people coming in every day. Could you tell us a little bit more about Swahilipot? What happens there? How do you keep the wheel running? And what have been some of the challenges that you have seen, and how have you addressed those?
Actually, when we started Swahilipot Hub, we started it as a tech space.
Okay.
In fact, it was at SICOM, one of the initial things that we did was to support the hubs in Nairobi. I have NILAB, NILAB as well, Nairobi Garage. We gave them free internet. Probably we saved them all of them around $10,000 a month then. So I think that's when I said, why are we doing everything in Nairobi? In fact, I remember that time Bitange came to open at Nairobi Garage. And it's interesting, today I saw he's being confirmed as the Vice Chancellor. So I asked him, in fact, I asked the team that were the congregation there, why are we doing everything in Nairobi? While the cable itself lands in Mombasa. And Mombasa, you have an advantage. We have a 5 milliseconds advantage over Nairobi, which you guys can't do anything. It is God given. Yeah. So we are 5 milliseconds faster to the internet than anybody else. So then I said, then we also need to do something, and we can't be doing everything in Nairobi. And for me, instead of lamenting and complaining, when I went back, I saw an old building. Then I went through the process of convincing the National Museums of Kenya to give it for the community. And I think that is where the journey started. And,
a public-private partnership.
Yes, and then I committed capacity from SICOM so that you have internet throughout at that time. Then once we had internet, we have the space. I donated the basic furniture, because initially you need people who are willing to give. So initially I decided to mainly support the center. And then also the other thing was now to recruit the right people,
Oh, yes.
and people who are also willing to come and volunteer their time.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time, Swahilipot has been run by volunteers.
Mm.
So when we started it as a tech space, after a while we saw that when you start something, it needs to have impact. So when we were calling it a tech space, a lot of young people were shying away from it because probably they feel tech is not their thing, and they were demanding for creatives, because a lot of them say they are gifted and talented in different things and ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that is when we introduce creatives. And by the way, when we introduce creatives, the number rose from around 70 to around 1,000 in a few months.
Oh.
That shows that we have a lot of talent and creatives in Coast, because they were coming from Kilifi, Kwale, and Mombasa.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the people that we serve are not only Mombasa, half of them probably are coming from Twapa, Kaloleni, Diani, coming all the way. So once we had that we introduced creatives, the numbers increased. I think one of our biggest challenges was, I really did not have something to offer them. I think the only thing I was telling them, I'm just giving you space. I'm just giving you a safe space where you can convene. So the first thing that I was telling them, let's convene.
Okay.
After you convene, then exchange ideas. So you can exchange ideas, you can think of things that you can do, and then later on other things will come. Because for me it was just providing a safe space, because and I remember some of the parents were complaining, why are you going to Mentor's place every day, Swahilipot, and he's not paying you? And I had a meeting with some of the.
Is a big question.
Yeah, I had a meeting with some of the parents, and I was asking them, is your child better off hanging out in the Maskanis, Mombasa, or he should come here and do something constructive?
Maskanis are the hideouts for
Just places where people are just hanging out, and that is where gangs, some of them are formed. It is the same places for Jaba, Mira, Mairungi, and drugs. So it's a place for idling. So rather than idling, I told them, why don't they come here? We have internet, so they can access certain resources online.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many youths are being supported at Swahilipot? And what are they doing? What have they been able to achieve?
Yeah, actually, there are a number of programs that are running. On the tech, we actually partnered with Konza and the Ministry of ICT. We are doing the Jitume program, where we are giving young people free digital skills so that they can do work online and earn a few dollars online.
Okay.
We on the creative sector, we have so many programs that are running. There is one that is supported by it's called CFYE, supported by the Dutch government.
Okay.
This one is to help artists monetize their talent. So we give them basic skills, one on how they can brand themselves, how they can manage their finances, how they can present themselves. And then we even give them seed money, an average of around 100,000 for them to start. So that is on the creatives, and other programs are there. And then one of our flagship projects supported by Conrad Hilton Foundation is a mentorship program.
Okay.
Because we did a survey around 4 years ago asking the young people in the coast, what are the things that you need? And number one on the list was mentorship. So and from day one, people were associating Swahilipot Hub with mentorship. So this is one project that Conrad Hilton is supporting. And with this project, we take a young person who works at Swahilipot through first a self-discovery process. Because without changing your mindset, without knowing what you want in life, even if I give you 1 million shillings, it's difficult to succeed. So what we with the self-discovery, and then now we direct them to the different pathways. And some of those pathways somebody can go back to school, Others can start businesses, and some of the programs are within Swahilipot. Others are with partners. So with the mentorship program at the moment, I think we have we in the 2 cohorts that we have done, we have reached almost 4,000. And this third cohort, I think by the time we're finishing third cohort, which has already started this month, we'll have reached the target of 7,000 young people.
Wow. So 7,000 in a year for the
in,
mentorship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're really reaching many young people. But one of the challenges that has been seen is, people not really taking seriously something if they are given that thing for free. Has it been a challenge at Swahilipot? And also, in terms of the numbers of the people that you're supporting, are you able to track and see, for example, Fatma here has been part of Swahilipot. How has it changed her life? Even in terms of absolute terms, for example, do you have sort of a snapshot that you can share with us on that?
It's very true. When you give things for free, people take it for granted. I think that is normal all over the country, not only in the coast. And I think that's why it's important when somebody walks into Swahilipot, we start with that journey of self-discovery. Because they need to first know themselves and look around and see what are the opportunities. So we work with a mindset shift, because once you change their mindset, then they will see value in what they are doing. And I think that's why we started with that first one. And then on the second question, what?
Well, the question is, have you been able to track all the youths that have been supported there, and really understood how does that how does the change really look like? Especially because we know that young people today want to be engaged for something, and by something I mean some input into their livelihoods.
Yes.
Pesa mkononi, ama mfukoni, we can say that. Having money in their hands is very critical. What can we be able to see in terms of the impact that has been created at Swahilipot?
In fact, at Swahilipot, we are part of Global Opportunity Youth Network. This is a network that is in a number of communities, at least 3 communities in India, a community in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Bogota, Colombia, Senegal, Tanga in Tanzania. There's also a community in LA, in the US, and Mombasa. So this is coordinated by Aspen Institute. And in Mombasa, in worldwide, one of also the partners, the key partners, is the Global Development Incubator. Now we have benefited a lot from them, and one of them is helping us with learning tools, and secondly tracking or the journey of a young person. Because once you track the journey of a young person, you are able to document and also measure impact. So at the moment with Global Development Incubator and Conrad Hilton Foundation, in fact, we are actually reaching out to the young people to try and see if they've been there for 6 months, for 1 year. We are documenting how has the programs that they have gone through transformed them. Because in the process, we'll also get feedback on where to improve. So the part of tracking is so critical, and it's one of the things that we've learned under the Global Opportunity Youth Network, because initially we were just doing stuff. But even for funders, for partners, they really want to measure. They want to measure. For example, you are saying you have 7,000 young people. Can you segment them into, when they came in, how many of these have lives transformed? How many have probably gained employment? How many are entrepreneurs? How many have...
And I think it's so important, even for young people. Actually, the young person wants to know, is this working? Should I invest my time and effort in such an initiative? Should I be a part of this? And so that data would be very useful. When do you think we can have it by?
No, I think in about 2 months, we should be able to share it.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to visiting Mombasa. Swahili Week is coming soon. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
But I think Swahilipot for me has really transformed, the shape of how we've been seeing these hubs. And you as a person, I've known you for a couple of years. I think I've spoken to some of your colleagues as part of the research for this podcast. And one of the things that came out is it's almost as if you are perfect. Like, can you tell us if you struggle with anything, even as you do this and as you do your work? What are some of the challenges as a person that you have faced? And if you've overcome them, how have you done that?
In fact, one of my biggest challenges is in the coast and especially Mombasa. People have that in their mind. They look at me as a perfect person, and they also expect a lot from me. Which, and when people have expectations, it also puts a lot of pressure. But the good thing is I do my things. They are natural things that I love doing. But what most people forget is I'm also a human being. I also go through heartaches. If there's one thing that I really feel that I have failed is family time. Yeah, because you feel that you have immersed yourself in the community. Because I have a number of roles. I'm the chairman of Kenya Red Cross for 6 years. In fact, this year I've decided one of the things when I was reflecting late last year, I realized that I do not have time completely for myself. And what did I resolve is to reduce some of the community initiatives that I'm doing. And one of them was to now not take any role at the Kenya Red Cross. I've been the chairman for 6 months. We've done whatever we have done there. 6 years. Okay. And it's non-remunerative position. Instead, we always also put our money there to support the different initiatives. So for me, if there is something that you can never buy and you cannot reverse, is when you have not spent time with your kids, especially when they are at that young age. So it is something that I will say I have failed, but I think this year I hope to spend more time with my kids. I think for 15 years I've never gone on leave. My first leave was during Ramadan. I actually decided to take 3 weeks. I went to Makkah and Medina, which was also a good way of starting my first leave. And then secondly, apart from time with family, also there are challenges. At that position, there are so many things. There are stakeholders to balance. There is politics as well. There is what is happening in the country. So there's at any one time there are certain dynamics that I'm playing around with, and as the strategic leader at the hub, people expect that I have solutions for this. I'm always worried every day when you have thousands of young people. They want, and young people nowadays, Gen Zs, they want to see something immediately. So I'm always grappling on how do we increase opportunities for them. And then when you have also a lot of volunteers, others will get sick. At times you'll have people, they have not paid rent. So I think challenges are there, but I think over the years I've learned to manage challenges. Okay. But it's work in progress.
Okay, sounds good. So I think you being vulnerable out here and telling us that no one plans for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to plan time away. And I think there's this podcast, Diary of a CEO, featuring just recently this lady who helped the Kardashians create their own empire, and she talked about the same thing. She said, when you put yourself out there, no one is going to remind you to take leave. Look at him, he hasn't taken leave for 15 years. So I think as a philanthropist, as you create impact in communities, learn to think about yourself, think about your family, and just see how you can be able to balance that. As the chief mentor has informed us that he's now working on balancing family issues. I think the second challenge you mentioned is really a call to action for all of us. If you're in Mombasa, step into the hub, step into Swahilipot hub, ask if there's something that you can do. And if you're a young person looking for that space that, you can find opportunities that can challenge you and things that you can do that can help you look into your livelihood, the chief mentor will be waiting for you.
I think you mentioned about telling stories of people creating impact. If there is one thing that I will urge you, I have a friend, Michael Onyango. We have evangelized, we have coined a term that Nairobi is not Kenya and Kenya is not Nairobi.
Yeah.
I think people focus a lot into Nairobi, forgetting that we have the rest of Kenya. I think it's important that we continue and we tell stories that are out of Nairobi, because the people doing things kule huko ndio mashinani, the terrain is more difficult.
It is.
But at the same time, the impact is actually bigger. So I think even for your podcast, I would wish that we have a balanced kind of guests who are coming here, so that we also shine light to what is happening out of Nairobi.
So I really appreciate that. I appreciate that feedback, and you've already given me enough homework. We talked about really visiting Swahilipot and showcasing live what is going on. So that's a plan. So let me move to next steps or next, like the frontier for Swahilipot Hub. What do you see there? I know you have a lot of partners, but still, there's a lot to be done. What are you thinking moving forward?
For me, I normally call it my 3-year plan. It's ambitious, but God willing, we will be there, inshallah. We are looking for 20 acres piece of land. When the Deputy President, Professor Kindiki, visited us, he committed that government will donate the 20 acres around the Special Economic Zone area. Once we have the 20 acre, our plan is to build a small stadium, because for young people, sports is a mobilizing tool. They love sports in the coast and all over the country, soccer, basketball. So with that one, and then we want to build a proper conferencing facility, a center where we can have training, a center where we can host conferences like the Pwani Innovation Week, a space where young people can call their own. Even for the design itself, it should be very friendly to young people. It should be a place where a young person, when he wakes up, he wants to go there. So we want our own space.
Wow, I can visualize
our
that.
own space. That's, in fact, I'm saying it will be a model community youth center for Africa.
Wow.
So that is, once I've done that, I think I'll have, my legacy will have been completed for the coastal people and probably for Kenya as well.
Okay. That sounds interesting. So building a modern
community center
yes. in Mombasa.
Yes.
Model, let me say.
Yes.
And what about the rest of Kenya that you talked about?
There's a partner that we are working on. I cannot disclose at the moment, but the intention is to replicate what we are doing in other counties. In fact, the intention is to replicate it in around 15 counties. The current proposal is to start with 4 centers, because they love the Swahilipot Hub model. Even the Deputy President said this model should be replicated all over the country. And I think it's a call also for government that we can share the template. But for this particular partner that we are almost concluding the agreement, our intention is to do Makueni, Nairobi, Kilifi, Mombasa. So with these 4, if we work seriously for the next 1 year, there are some lessons that we will learn. the context is also different because Mombasa is not Kilifi,
No,
Kilifi is not
not.
Makueni or Nairobi. Then we will be in a position now to move it to 15 counties. So the plan is to have a model that works and then now replicate it in Kenya, but also replicate it in Africa.
Wow,
Yeah.
really big things. So what have you been doing for leisure?
I've not been having. I'm a boring person.
Really?
I've not, because over the weekend.
But I saw you running somewhere, doing
No,
great things.
no, because
Yeah.
that one I will say is not really leisure. I made a decision last year when I was doing the self-reflection. One of it was to keep fit.
Okay.
So when I started around 2 days to Christmas, in 2 months I'd lost around 11 kgs.
What?
But just by jogging and doing exercise, because I'm not a fan of the gym.
Yeah.
But now the Gen Zs are telling me I've lost a lot of weight. Now I need to go to the gym to
build muscle.
To build muscle. So probably the gyms in Mombasa I will be a client.
Okay.
So I decided to keep fit because most of the diseases that are bedeviling us as society are lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I decided to eat healthy, reduce carbs, sugar. I stopped taking sugar.
Wow.
I'm very strict on my diet nowadays. And then every morning at 5, after prayers at 5:50, we normally meet with a team around the governor's office. And then we walk and jog towards Mamangina. Once we reach the amphitheater area, we do some serious exercises.
How many are you?
On a good day, the consistent ones are around 7.
Wow. Okay.
But once in a while, we'll have 2, 3 people like Fatma, and then they say it is intense, then they disappear. Yeah, but what we do is, even when we are 2 of us, I think the only time I don't go is when I'm traveling, and I think I'm enjoying it. I feel refreshed.
You
I
feel like
feel
you're
different.
giving yourself
Yes, and also it's
time.
therapy.
Yeah.
You know, I told you I'm a human being. I'm vulnerable as well.
Yeah.
So I have my own stresses.
Yeah.
So this physical exercise has been acting as therapy to me, and I love it. In fact, I've really missed doing the exercise today. Now that I've been in Nairobi around Gigiri for the last 3 days. Today I decided to go to the gym, and I also enjoyed being at the gym. Okay. And then lastly, now we have challenges with friends on the step. It's called the step up.
Step up.
Yeah. So every day I must do 10,000 steps.
Okay.
At times I try do 18,000 because at times you see a young person doing 30. In fact, I'm asking Pwani, have they walked from Kilifi to Mombasa? 30K. Yeah. So it's interesting.
That's a good one. Speak to your family and send them a message now that we are here.
No, I think to my family, by the way, this is the first time somebody tells me to speak to my family.
Yeah.
I think what I tell them is that I think this year is a year of change and a year of embracing you, a year of spending more time with you, with my kids and everybody else. And I pledge to have a proper work-life balance. I know that Gen Z there is now happy. And I've started it well by also delegating more and spending probably less than 30% of the time I used to put a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I also have a message for them. Thank you for giving us our mentor because a lot wouldn't have been done. So it's been a big sacrifice, but I think where we are now, he's really learned how to engage with people and how to really manage everything. But, you have to just be supportive because when God puts something in you, you have to answer the call. Otherwise, you have to answer for it. So thank you again for giving mentor to us. Now, just before we close, we talked about Pwani Innovation Week.
Yes.
Pwani Innovation Week is coming soon, and maybe you can just give us a recap. I know that plans have not yet really materialized, but this time we want people to know what this is, what is this, and
Mhm.
early enough,
Okay.
so that if you want them to come, they can come, or maybe you want to have even some other events that are linked to Pwani Innovation Week in other places, just to look at how we are respecting our cultures and remembering our traditions. So
I think many years ago we used to participate into Nairobi Innovation Week. Before it became Kenya Innovation Week.
Congrats, Kenya.
Yeah. So, and the question we asked ourselves is the same question, the same rationale of starting Swahilipot Hub. Why Nairobi? I'm not anti-Nairobi, but Nairobi is taking everything.
Yeah.
So we thought, why should Nairobi be the only place where we can showcase talent, showcase innovation, showcase good things that are happening in the coast? And that is the reason why we started Pwani Innovation Week. The first one was in 2018. We've only stopped during COVID, and we are going to do the 6th edition now. It is a week where we want to shift the narrative, the stories that are coming from the coast. Most of the time when there are stories, and for a couple of years, it's about juvenile gangs, it's about the Mapanga boys, it's about things that are negative, it's about drugs. So we want to start telling good stories from Mombasa. Because I think also, and this is a message also for the fourth estate, there are so many good things happening in the coast. And especially young people are doing amazing things, both in technology, in innovation, in entrepreneurship. So normally that is a platform. Last year we hosted over 2,500 young people and delegates who came in, and they came from all over the world, by the way. So this year also we are targeting probably a higher number than that, but it is a week of telling the stories of coast. It is a week of and we are extending it to the Swahili coast. Last year we had the participation of Tanzania.
Okay.
Our intention is to open up the old Swahili route. In fact, the Swahili route started from Somalia to Mozambique.
Okay.
So our intention is to revive and share the stories of innovation in this Swahili coast, and that includes Zanzibar, Mozambique, Dar es Salaam, Tanga, the Kenyan coast, all the way up to Somalia. So it is a week of telling good things, and for the first time, and at least let the news that come out, let people know that innovation and technology is not only in Nairobi.
Wow.
Yeah.
So inspiring. At this point, I want to flip the script a little bit and just ask if there's any question you have for me today.
Yeah.
Before I come back to you.
My question is, what inspired you to want to tell stories of people creating impact?
Okay.
There has to be something that drives you.
Yeah. So I think generally human beings, and I'm speaking about sort of scientific knowledge, human beings rarely believe in themselves. And sometimes we want to do things when we know that this is going to work. But listening to a lot of people throughout life, and even seeing what you have done, seeing what I have done, seeing what a lot of people listening today have done, I realized that at times you just need to know what's happening. Number one, for example, for you, for people to know you and know your work and be able to support. I know that you've received a lot of support already, but there's still a big gap, as you say, that we need to keep pushing that wheel so that eventually we get to a point where communities are more equitable and livelihoods are better. So that's one. Number two, a lot of people also don't know the existing opportunities within their communities. So this podcast really can be able to shed light on some of those opportunities. And I will leave the Swahili Pot Hub contact at the bottom of this episode so that you can be able to contact them directly. But if you're not in Mombasa, if you're not a part of Swahilipot, at least today you can know that you can think about something in your community and you don't have to start big. That in itself put you in a position where you create impact. And that's kind of the thinking around this podcast. Thirdly, if you have anything that you can give, so calling on volunteers, funders, governments, when you listen to the stories here, see how you can be able to contribute to those initiatives. And lastly, I think it's always fun for friends to come together. Today we had a cup of tea. We are at the Mir restaurant and cafe. They have graciously hosted this podcast. And I want to ask each and every one of you to come and support them. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. They have different types of cuisines, very well done. These are professionals, and they have a garden. You know, they host corporate events, they host family events, and they can even, you know, be able to cater for outside events. So we'll also leave the Mir team contact.
You need to mention that we've had camel milk Somali spice tea.
Yes, and it's amazing. It has made Menta to be still comfortable. We are at the end, and I just wanted to know if you have a parting shot before we finalize this session.
I think my parting shot is to tell Kenyans that even when things are not working, we must not lose hope. And especially to the young people. Globally, the economies are not doing well. Because once you lose hope, you're done. We can't lose hope. And in the process also, let us try and do what we can within our spaces. Let us reduce the blame games. Because if you as an individual can do something, not even for somebody else, if you can do the right thing for yourself, then you'll be making a contribution to a safer, to a more thriving people, a more thriving country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mentor 001. It was great to have you here today. I am so excited and looking forward to meeting soon in Swahilipot Hub, and also, you know, work around the planning for Pwani Innovation Week. Thank you, our lovely ladies and gentlemen, mabibi na mabwana. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our podcast, available on most social media: TikTok, YouTube, Insta, LinkedIn, and X. In the comment section, be sure to tell me what you think about this episode, and also recommend other guests that you would like to see on my podcast. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.